everybody. In this ServiceNow demo, I am going to talk about what it takes to create and version a policy. What I have opened up here is the policies table, which can be found under policy and compliance and policies. What I'm going to go ahead and do is click new, and then I'm going to fill in all my information in here, my mandatory fields and any other necessary information, and I'll be right back. All right, so with all of our fields filled in, some important things to note here is your valid from and valid to, making sure those dates are correct. Approval method, we have two options. You have select approvers and use approval rule. Approval rules can be set up in the policy and compliance module as well. In this case, we're just going to go with myself as the approver and myself as the reviewer. I went ahead and filled out my policy. And then I also chose my knowledge base as governance, risk, and compliance under the policy category. In this case, there was no acknowledgement needed, so no acknowledgement setup. I did go ahead and set up the exception, so for users to submit an exception on this, 180 days is the maximum length. I will now save my record. And the next stage of this policy is to request a review of it. By requesting review, say policy ready, request review. A notification will go out to the reviewers to come into this record and review it. If information is needed to be submitted back, you can click submit review, add in a comment, and send that back. In this case, our policy is ready to be moved up. So we will click request approval and say my policy ready. Request that approval. In this case, it is going to myself as the approver. So I will open up that approval record, and what is nice is you get to have a brief overview of the policy that's going on. If you also want to open it, you can click the little eye icon and open the record. In this case, I will go ahead and approve that record. Once approved, it will move to the publish state, and it will now be in our knowledge base. What I have open here on a new tab is our knowledge base. I'm going to go refresh. You can see that in governance, risk, and compliance, there are currently 2 articles. Now we have another article, but we do have our data retention and archiving policy. What this does is now it gives the end users a policy to view. You do have a couple actions in here. If we had any attachments in the policy, they'll be found over here. If you want to mark as helpful, rate, or leave any comments, you can do that as well. Those options can be turned off in the portal view. So let's say a year has passed now, and we need to change some of this time frame on these numbers here. We've been audited and need to make an adjustment. So when you open up that policy record again, you do have the edit policy UI action. The reason for edit, time frames have changed. Go ahead and click edit. That moves us back to draft. And once we are in draft, we can make our adjustments. Down. And we're changing. Once our information is changed, we can save our record again. And just like before, we are going to request review. Policy ready. We'll click request. Just like before, we can submit review comments back. Those comments can be found in our activity log that is tracking everything that we're doing in here. In this case, we just want to request approval. My policy is ready and request. That next approval will come to myself. Just like before, I will go ahead and click approve. Now, once approved, it'll move it to published. And down here at the bottom, we do have a policy history related list. What that does is it gives us a brief information of each version that we have been publishing. In this case, we're on version 2, and the reason we're on version 2 is because our timeframes have changed from version 1. And so what that looks like in our knowledge base is if we open up that governance, risk, and compliance again, open up that data retention, we can see that a new option got added in here. So next to our KB number, we have a latest version. With that drop down, you can actually see version 1, and you'll get a blue pop-up here saying that this is not the latest version. And we can go look at our version 2 again as our latest version. Just like before, if there's any attachments or any other actions you wish to take, you can do that in here. And that is it for creating and versioning a policy. Thank you.